is for these people right here to listen.
Just to get it.
That's all you can give them.
Okay, yep.
That's all you can give. Just by listening, you prove that you love them. Just by listening, you prove that you're going to fight for them.
Right.
Just by listening, you prove that you want to live, man. Look, man, we getting killed like a bitch, bro.
This is definitely right.
Everybody. Not just these people on the sign. Everybody in the world, they ball people is getting killed like a bitch, bro. You can see it.
All right, Shalom. This is the brother Awarba from Great Millstone, coming back to you again with another lesson. Before I jump into it, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to you brothers that are out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. Okay. With this, I'm going to jump into a quick lesson, and it's just basically going to be over how to follow instructions, man, and how important it is to follow instructions and to listen. Point blank period. Following instruction is just basically listening. Okay. And so we're going to get into how important it is and why it's so important, to listen to instructions or to follow instructions. Okay. Without further ado, let's jump into it. This is going to be Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. And it says, "Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools. For they consider not that they do evil." Yeah, and just for the record, for they consider not that they do evil, just by not listening, by not following instructions, is an act of evil. Being wicked, man. Just because you don't want to listen, you being wicked. Okay? Let that be known. Verse 2, "Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thine heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. For the Most High is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore let thy words be few." Because, of course, as you know it, you're going to be held accountable for every idle word and everything that you say upon this planet Earth, man. You will be judged according to every word that you put out, that comes out of your mouth. So therefore, that's why the scriptures warns you, let thy words be few. Okay? Because ultimately, we already know what, when at the end of the day, what it boils down to when you follow instructions. There's a positive to it and there's a negative to it. Okay? If you do follow instructions, you get rewarded. Okay? If you don't follow instructions, you get a whooping, or you get put to death in this case. Okay? Think about it as it goes back to it when you were a child. In school, if you followed directions or followed instructions, you got an A. If you didn't, you got an F. You know what I'm saying? You failed. All right? And when dealing in the household, if you followed instructions, you got rewarded wet toys or candy or whatnot. And if you didn't do what your parents told you to do, if you didn't follow instructions, you got your ass whooped. Just like it is in this truth. It's going to be the exact same thing. You follow instructions, you get the kingdom. You don't follow instructions, you get killed. Just like my brother Yatazak likes to say. Okay? So let's keep it moving forward. I don't have much time on this one due to limited memory on this phone. So I'm going to keep it moving and keep it rocking. The next scripture that I'm going to get is going to be in the book of Sirach. If you brothers can bear with me. Okay. I'm going to go to Sirach, the 5th chapter, and the 13th verse. Okay. And it says, "Honor and shame." Actually, I'm going to start up. I'm going to start up at 11. Okay. It says, "Be swift to hear, and let thy life be sincere, and with patience give understanding." Or and with patience give answer. Okay? Yeah, that means basically listen. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Okay? 2 ears, 1 mouth for a reason. Okay? So you were meant to understand and to listen more so than you are to speak in the first place. Okay? So if thou hast understanding, answer thy neighbor, which is a brother or a person that is in this truth. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of a man is his fall. Yeah. If you have ever noticed anything and any time a man got put to death, it's always over something that came out of his mouth. Okay? Always. 9 times out of 10, it's always some stuff that he said, whether he was talking shit or whether he said something that another person didn't like, and then ultimately it ruled in his mashapatiyam, in his judgment, man. Okay? All right? So, at the end of the day, man, it is following instructions is key to our salvation. All right? And so, with that, I'm going to go to the book of James. Give me a second, y'all. Using a new app here, so I'm still getting used to it. I'm going to go to the book of James. I'm going to go to the first chapter, and I'm going to go to the 19th verse. Okay? And it says, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. Okay? For wrath of a man worketh not the righteousness of the Most High. Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity and naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. Okay? Again, if you just listen, man, you'll make it out of here, man. You'll make it out of 9 times out of 10, you'll make it out of a lot of bullshit that you may be going on, in your life, or you may be going through, just by listening first, man. Okay? Verse 22, but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, receiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth away, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. So let's take a look at that word straightway in the 24th verse. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the blue letter real quick. Okay, and we're going to look at that word straightway. Okay, and that word straightway in this basically is just going to mean like immediate. Okay, immediate. There it is. Straightway, immediately, forthwith. So basically what that's saying is as soon as you look in that mirror and you walk away, you forget all of what you look like. And that's how some of these people in this world, when they hear this word that'll come out, they'll forget it immediately as they walk away when they see brothers out there on the highways and the byways preaching. Okay? And that goes right into the parable, man, of the sower of the word. You know, they'll hear the word come out, and then as soon as it comes and it hits their ears, you know, the devil or Satan, whoever will come in and steal it away from them. All right, but just on to end this off, I'm gonna get Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, and the 36th verse, just to show you an example of what happens whenever you do actually listen. Okay, out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice. And he that might instruct thee upon the earth, showing his great his fire in the midst, Salakia. And thou heardest his word out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from. Okay, I'm going to start back at verse 36, excuse me. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee, and upon earth he showed thee his great fire, and thou heardest his word out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out the nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is this day. Know therefore this day, and consider it in thine heart, that the Lord Yahweh, he is God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is no one else. Verse 40. Thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and after that mayest prolong thy days upon earth, which Yahweh thy God giveth thee forever. And that's what it's all about, and that's what we're fighting for. All right? And with that, I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to you, Akim, that are out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And I hope this lesson has been very edifying and fulfilling for you brothers out there. All right. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.